Finding a reliable SUV under $5,000 sounds impossible these days, but it's not. While everyone's chasing the same overpriced crossovers, there are still hidden gems out there that just keep going. Today, I'll show you 7 or maybe even a few more underrated SUVs that deliver real reliability without wrecking your budget. Some are rugged, some are weird, and a few might just surprise you. Let's dive in. Remember the Mazda Navajo? Most people don't, and that's exactly why it's one of the smartest under $5,000 SUVs out there. Underneath, it's nearly identical to the first-gen Ford Explorer, packing a tough 4.0-liter V6, optional 4-wheel drive, and old-school body foam durability. But while Explorers got snatched up and beat to death, the Navajo often flew under the radar, meaning you'll find cleaner examples for less money. Sure, it's a 2-watt door, which makes it a bit quirky, but also kinda cool. These rigs are surprisingly capable off-road, and parts are easy to find thanks to their Ford DNA. Fuel economy is nothing to brag about, you'll see mid-teens, but reliability is where it wins. With regular oil changes and basic care, this SUV can easily push past 200,000 miles. As one owner wrote on an old truck forum, "I've had my Navajo for 10 years, still original engine and transmission. It's ugly, but it just won't quit. Just check for rust underneath and make sure the 4x4 system engages properly. If that's solid, you've got a rugged, no-nonsense hauler that almost no one else is thinking about." And if this forgotten Mazda piqued your interest, wait till you see the next one, a misunderstood GM experiment that aged surprisingly well. This little body-on-frame compact SUV is one of GM's best-kept secrets. Underneath the Chevy badge, it's a Suzuki Vitara, rugged, simple, and often overlooked. You'll regularly spot clean, 4-wheel drive examples priced between $700 and $2,500, insane value for something this versatile. Owner experience? One Autopian reviewer confessed they bought a $700 manual, 4-wheel drive tracker, and 6 months later declared, "That tracker is a gem of the highest order." On Suzuki forums, drivers report, "I have daily driven one off and on for 10 years. They're tough as nails, and parts are cheap. Mechanically, the 2.0-liter engine, especially with a timing chain, and 5-speed manual hold up well. Even a 210k-mile example can still run strong. It's not fast, but it's light, nimble, and capable, perfect for trail and daily use. Maintenance is straightforward and affordable, and finding parts is easy thanks to Suzuki roots. What to check? Rust in rockers, proper 4-wheel drive engagement, and whether the timing chain tensioner has been addressed. Avoid the less common 2.5-liter 5.6 if you want economy over power. Next up, a compact SUV with serious off-road credone you'd never expect from a Japanese-Brazilian crossover. Now, this one might surprise you. The Honda Element is usually priced way above $5,000, but if you're willing to grab a high-mileage base model, we're talking over 200,000 miles, front-wheel drive, and no fancy trim, you'll find some absolute steals in the $4,000 to $5,000 range. What makes the Element a sleeper hit? It's built like a mini tank. Based on the CR-1V platform, it runs the legendary K24 engine, which is known to crack 300,000 miles without major issues. Owners rave about its versatility. The suicide rear doors, flat cargo floor, and plastic-lined interior make it a favorite among dog owners, campers, and folks who just need to throw stuff in and go. One longtime owner wrote on a Honda forum, "I've hauled lumber, dogs, bikes, and even a washing machine. 260,000 miles and still going." Sure, it's boxy and not exactly pretty, but it's functional, ultra-reliable, and parts are dirt cheap. Just check for oil leaks and make sure the AC works. Those compressors can be pricey. And if you thought a quirky Honda was unexpected, wait till you see the next SUV. It's cheap, it's bulletproof, and it came straight from a partnership between Korea and Detroit. This is another hidden gem in the sub-$5,000 SUV world. The first-generation Kia Sportage rides on a Mazda-derived chassis and came with a 2.0-liter 4-cylinder engine and optional 4-wheel drive, simple, rugged, and surprisingly fun for what it is. You can find clean, running examples for around $2,000 to $3,000, especially if you're okay with a few cosmetic flaws. Owners often call it zippy, cheap to fix, and great for everyday use. One owner put it best, "It took me coast to coast without a hiccup. Reliable, fun, and dirt cheap to maintain. Its compact size makes it great for both city traffic and light trail duty. Fuel economy is decent low 20s in mixed driving, and the 4x4 system is surprisingly capable in bad weather or rough roads. The ride is a bit stiff, and some models had issues with front hubs or early brake wear, so give those areas a look before buying. If you find one that's been cared for, you're looking at a unique and dependable SUV that almost nobody's thinking about, which also means you'll probably get it for a steal. Next up, a rugged, truck-based off-roader that scrolled right under everyone's radar. This one loves the mud and the highway. The Isuzu Rodeo is one of those forgotten warriors of the late 90s, a mid-size SUV with serious off-road bones and Japanese reliability, often overlooked in favor of its more famous competitors. But if you're hunting for a durable, old-school SUV under $5,000, the Rodeo still punches way above its weight. Under the hood, you'll usually find a 3.2-liter V6 that's simple, torquey, and capable of chewing up miles with basic maintenance. These trucks came with rear-wheel or part-time four-wheel drive, and some even had manual transmissions, a rare combo in this class. Body-on-frame construction, solid ride height, and a straightforward drivetrain mean you can take one of these through snow, gravel, or the occasional muddy trail without blinking. Real-world owners swear by them. One posted, "I've had my '97 Rodeo since high school. It's been through 3 moves, 1 college road trip across the country, and is still my daily. Never left me stranded." Interior quality is basic but functional. Fuel economy floats in the high teens, which is fair for a trucky SUV from this era. Rust and underbody wear are the main things to watch, especially around the rear wheel wells and frame mounts. Now, if you like the idea of a bulletproof SUV with a touch of grit, wait until you meet the next one. It's boxy, bold, and built like a tank with legendary Japanese DNA. You might think finding a Toyota RAV4 under $5,000 is impossible, but early models, especially with high mileage and front-wheel drive, are still floating around in that sweet price range. And here's the kicker. They're still insanely reliable. These first and early second-gen RAV4s came with Toyota's bulletproof 2.0-liter inline-4 engines, often mated to a 5-speed manual or a 4-speed auto. They're not fast, but they're light, fuel-efficient, and just keep going. It's not uncommon to find one with over 250,000 miles that still starts up like it's nothing. One owner summed it up perfectly: "It's ugly, slow, and I love it. 260,000 miles later, it's still my daily and never once left me stranded." The interior is Spartan but wears well. Cargo space is decent, the seats are comfy, and visibility is excellent. The all-wheel drive versions add extra confidence in the snow, but even the front-wheel drives are solid daily drivers. Just check for oil leaks, worn motor mounts, and rear suspension bushings, typical aging points on these older Toyotas. And if you think the RAV4 is the peak of reliability on a budget, wait until we wrap this list with a surprise SUV that's nearly indestructible and was built by a brand you'd never expect to top a list like this. The Suzuki Grand Vitara doesn't show up on most best SUV lists, and that's exactly why it belongs on this one. It's rugged, reliable, and often ignored in the used market, which makes it one of the best deals under $5,000, hands down. This compact SUV rides on a real ladder frame and comes with a proper low-range four-wheel drive system, features you'd expect in something twice its price. Most models are powered by a 2.5-liter V6 that isn't flashy, but it's durable and easy to work on. And the 5-door versions offer decent interior room and cargo flexibility without feeling bulky on the road. One owner shared, "I've had mine since 2004, still going strong at 220,000 miles, and it's been through more camping trips and blizzards than I can count. Fuel economy lands in the high teens to low 20s, and maintenance is straightforward, though timing belt replacements are important on the V6. Look out for rust near the rear arches, and check that the 4x4 system engages smoothly. Other than that, these things are tanks in disguise. But maybe rugged isn't your style. What if you're after something quieter, smoother, maybe even a little luxurious? Believe it or not, you can still get that for under $5,000, and it wears a Lexus badge. Luxury under $5,000? It's rare, but not impossible. The first-gen Lexus RX300 is the perfect example of a premium SUV that aged incredibly well and now sits quietly in the cheap but reliable corner of the used market. Underneath, it shares most of its parts with the Toyota Camry and Highlander, including the super dependable 3.0-liter V6. That means cheap maintenance, smooth performance, and no surprises under the hood. You'll usually find higher mileage examples between $3,000 and $5,000, and if they've been serviced regularly, they're rock solid. Owners love the comfort. Feels like I'm floating. 240,000 miles and still starts with a whisper, one driver wrote. The ride is soft, the interior is plush, and everything feels built to last. Look out for aging suspension parts and make sure the timing belt has been replaced. The AWD versions are better in snow but can be pricier to fix, so front-wheel drive might be the smarter buy on a tight budget. If you want something that feels twice as expensive as it really is, the RX300 quietly delivers. And next up, we're heading back to something way more rugged and ready to get dirty. The Mitsubishi Montero Sport might not top anyone's list today, but if you're looking for a rugged SUV under $5,000, this one deserves a serious look. Built on a solid body-on-frame chassis with available part-time four-wheel drive and a torquey V6, it's made for drivers who want durability without flash. You'll find most models with the 3.0 or 3.5-liter V6 engine, both known for their longevity if properly maintained. It's not the fastest SUV, but it's tough and dependable. Owners consistently praise how these things just keep running. Bought mine with over 200K miles, and I've taken it camping, off-roading, and on long road trips never skipped a beat, one driver said. The cabin is basic but functional, with enough space for a family and gear. Fuel economy hovers in the high teens, which is expected for a truck-based SUV. Key things to check are oil consumption, rear suspension wear, and signs of rust underneath, especially in northern states. What makes the Montero Sport special is its simplicity. No complicated electronics, no gimmicks, just a reliable drivetrain, decent off-road capability, and a price tag that won't give you a headache. And that's the beauty of this list. These SUVs may be old, may be overlooked, but they're survivors, and they prove you don't need big money to get big reliability. They may not be flashy, but they've got what really counts: reliability, low cost, and a track record of just getting the job done. If you're hunting for a solid ride under $5,000, these are the ones you don't want to overlook. Which one would you park in your driveway? Drop your pick in the comments, and don't forget to hit like. The Auto Allies, here to help you drive smarter, not pricier.